Hello, greetings to you wherever you are. My name is Prophet Praise. You can call me Adwin Kese, and you're welcome to Audio Learn Academy. Here in Audio Learn, we seek to help, equip, encourage, and teach students how to learn better, how to be effective as a student, and how to, most importantly, learn and pass your exams. Because as a student, your main objective is to learn well, pass your exams. So thank you for joining once again. Today we want to discuss about the foods to avoid during exams. Today we want to discuss about the foods to avoid during examination. You see, when we were going to school, SHS, during computer classes, they will tell you something that GIGO, G-I-G-O. GIGO means garbage in, garbage out. So whatever that you put into, let's say, the computer, whatever that you put into a system, whether negative, whether positive, you will get the equivalent result. So when you are putting garbage in your brain, you will retrieve garbage. When you are putting good information in your brain, you will retrieve good information. So garbage in, garbage out. Whatever you eat as a human being, not even as a student, as a human being, affect your body, and most importantly, affect your brain. Your brain, as I always say, is delicate. It's so special. So it needs foods and other nutrients to help boost its efficiency. People underuse their brains because of sometimes malnutrition. And when you are taught how and what to eat during examination, it helps the brain to be more efficient. It boosts the brain and revitalizes the brain. As a student, it's not everything that you can eat during examination. There are some foods that can break you. There are some foods that can also help you as a student. So we are here to discuss about these foods. And we want to look at three main foods. There are many, but I would like to concentrate on these three because we are in Ghana, especially in Africa. These are the foods we are so familiar with. We got something that trans fat, and trans fat became widely produced as an unintentional byproduct in the industrial processing of fish oil and vegetable oil. So after they made these fish oil and vegetable oil, the unintended or unintentional byproduct that came from these oils were used to produce or make this trans fat. And this trans fat was used to make something like margarine. So as a student, you need to know that when you are coming to write exams, one of the things you should avoid is margarine and cheese. Margarine and cheese. Don't eat these foods, especially, let's say, in the morning you are going to write an exams. Don't eat them. Margarine and cheese. Avoid these foods in your breakfast. Avoid them, because eating large quantities of trans fat leads to brain shrinkage and less processing power. It also brings you depression. So the brain cannot process information better. You see, when you are writing exams, let's say the answer is the boy is going to school. You remember the boy, but you don't remember the going to school. Why? Because when the information is being processed, it didn't complete the processing. So you will forget going to school and you will remember the boy. It's because of sometimes the food you ate before writing the exams. So watch your trans fat, especially cheese and margarine, because it shrinks your brain and it doesn't help your processing power, the processing power of the brain. One of the disadvantages also is that it doesn't help with word memory, especially subjects like the theory, subjects like social studies, science, and government, and these subjects. When you eat trans fat before writing exams like this, it's likely that you will and you might forget some information, vital information. And I believe that you have experienced what I'm talking about, that it gets to a point in time you can remember some things, but you can't remember. But you know also that it is in your brain, but you can't retrieve it. Watch out for the trans fats you eat before writing your exams. So what you have to prefer eating is foods high in vitamin K. High in vitamin K. So go for your spinach, go for your beef liver, go for your chicken, but remove all the fat. Go for your chicken. It helps boost your brain, and as you want to avoid the trans fat, do that. And mustard greens is also a vegetable. Mustard greens and kale, these are all full of vitamin K. See, vitamin K helps your brain very, very much. It helps boost your brain, and sometimes these trans fats brings you depression. So these are some of the foods that you can eat to boost your brain. As a student and writing exams, you shouldn't be depressed. When you are depressed, anxiety steps in and doom can happen. So please avoid being depressed. Don't eat too much margarine, butter, fat. Avoid it in your food when you are coming to write exams. Let's say 14 days prior to writing the exams, reduce your fat intake, and especially the week that you are writing the exams, watch what you eat. And number 2 is sugar. There are some chemicals in sugar. It affects their ability to solve problems, especially when you are coming to write math and you eat too much sugar. It can block and destroy the ability to solve problems. When you get problem solving questions, you might suffer to solve it because of the overeating of sugar or the excessive sugar in your system. It will block information and distort information in your brain. So reduce your toffees, your gums. Especially the youth of these days like sugary things. Avoid it. Avoid them. Avoid toffees, sugar. Avoid anything that has to do with sugar, and replace it with honey, and good honey too. Nowadays the honey that are in town, some are fake. Get good honey, very pure, very dark in color. Replace your sugar with honey. Reduce your sugar intake. Don't go and write exams and in the morning you take in maybe cocoa or something and you put white sugar into it. Excessive sugar. It doesn't help your ability to solve problems, especially questions that uses problem solving techniques. So avoid sugar. Reduce your sugar intake. And number 3, also avoid fried foods because it contains fats and cholesterol. And the disadvantage is that it blocks blood from entering the brain, reducing the brain's power. You see, when you are learning, blood has to enter the brain. The brain is full of fat and 80% water. So blood has to enter into the brain to boost its function, to boost its ability. When blood doesn't enter the brain, you get tired quickly, you get anxious and depressed quickly, you get so stressful quickly. So avoid fatty foods, especially chicken. Take away foods, oily foods, avoid them. It blocks blood from entering your brain, and when you are learning you need blood into your brain. So avoid fatty foods, chicken, oily foods. Avoid them, totally avoid them, because you wouldn't want to disturb your brain, and your wish, I believe, is to pass your exams. So whatever that will help you pass your exams, that is what you should faithfully and holistically do. Thank you very much for joining. Do not forget to subscribe, comment and share this video. I love you, stay blessed, and I wish you good luck. Bye bye.